Welcome. Welcome to the first ever Soul Logs video on the channel. This video, I'm going to take you through a rundown of my plant collection. I have a couple plants I've had for, I would say 2 to 3 years, some of them. And then I recently, I would say a little over a year and a half ago, started trying to grow bonsais from seed. So that has been a little bit of a journey. It's a work in progress, but in this video I'm going to walk through and show you some of my plants, some of my plant uptake care, or up care. I'm going to be taking care of some of my plants here. A little voiceover in the background talking about maybe some of the stories of the plants. But yeah, that's going to be the video. I hope you enjoy. I hope you enjoy my plants. And if you have any pointers, if you have any advice on how to keep my children, my luscious, beautiful, growing plants alive and well and blossoming for the future, please feel free to let me know in the comments. But I hope you enjoy. Let's watch my plants. Here we have 4 of these bonsai that I have. I planted these guys, actually, I planted them this year in the spring, on spring equinox, I believe. Surprisingly, they did very, very well. I probably should have recorded this prior to them going dormant for the winter, but regardless, at least I have a recording and I can update everyone when they come into season and are blossoming. I also have these pothos plants, these vine plants, that always and have been doing extremely well. I've probably had these in particular for 3, 4, maybe even 5 years now. My plan with these is to pin them to the wall and have this branch on the right and the left, all the branches grow all along the walls, is ultimately my plan with these. Boom, there he is. Look at that juggernaut. That is the money tree. That leaf on the left and on the right, just underneath there, those are new. As well as these 3 here and that one right there on the right, 4 new ones. And then on top, wait for it, boom, 3 umbrellas coming out the top. Those ones are going to be massive. This is one of my favorites. This is truly a staple piece, and I really like how it's balanced. It kind of flows each and every direction. And then we have some more pothos over here. It's a nice leaf, a nice little chip curled up. I actually took this pothos and the one next to it out of the other plants and transported them into these ones, transplanted them. I will take these ones as well when they grow healthy and strong and droop down, and put them on a window ledge, and hopefully they can be pinned to the wall as well. Pause. This pot, not this pot, the pot on the left that I'll show in a second, the smaller pot, is where my money tree used to be. That pot on the left. not long ago, probably 3 months ago, my money tree was in that tiny little pot, and I finally gave it some life. Now we have this beauty, the beautiful jacaranda. My girlfriend planted this one when I planted the other bonsai that I showed at the beginning of the video, those 4 on the windowsill. The bonsai seeds that I acquired and planted were off of Amazon in a little bonsai package, and I planted a lot of seeds, but only these 4 ended up lasting and growing into anything. I'm not entirely sure if the leaves need to be taken out or not. I think they can be used as nutrients for the soil, but aesthetic wise, I prefer to take them out personally. The jacaranda is an interesting one though, with its symmetry. And I think that is why it makes it so appealing to the eye. As we'll see here in a second, the true beauty of this jacaranda. I was just trying to clean up some of these edges here. The dirt gets moldy every once in a while, so try to make sure that we keep any mold off the surface level. Give it some airage, some better drainage for the soil. Just poking around, excavating. There she is, in all her glory. Camera's a little shaky, not my best work ever. One of my first videos I've ever recorded with this video, so the stability will get better. I will work on that, but there's something about symmetry in nature. It's pretty breathtaking. And now we have these guys. And what's interesting about these guys here is they come with a story. And the story that I will tell is, I have no idea what kind of species they are, but they have a truly close spot in my heart, because there was a tree in my town, and I called that tree the wisdom tree. Why did I call that tree the wisdom tree? Because it was so old. It looked old, it felt old, and not only that, it was the furthest point from where I lived to the edge of my town. So I used to run to the wisdom tree, and I would stop there and I would take a breather, almost as a checkpoint. It was kind of a checkpoint spot for me that I would, gather yourself, try to slow your heart rate, take a look around, look at the stars. And it was truly, and still is, it was truly one of my favorite trees. But surely, or at a time, I ended up in the hospital for a couple months, and when I got out of the hospital, I went to the wisdom tree, but the wisdom tree had been recently cut down. It still laid in the yard. That's how recent it was cut down. So one day I went back and I took a little container and I gathered some of the wood chips, that's some of the soil, everything around the wisdom tree, but it was pretty much just all wood chips. And I took those wood chips, and I dumped them in the back of the pothos plant that I had on the windowsill, the big ones. I dumped it in the back of the one pothos, and these guys kind of just hung out there and looked like this, survived. There was some smaller other ones that popped up, and I finally transplanted and transported that pothos into a bigger plant a bigger pot that it's in now, and I carefully tried to take these guys out as well, and I put them in this pot, which is now their own home. So these guys have a bit of a cool story. They come from a lineage of a wise old man, and these are the descendants that will live on, that one day I hope to raise into a bonsai version of the wise old wisdom tree that once stood tall and strong. They don't have much growth, but shortly in this video I'll show you something really cool that has come about with these two guys. Something very cool and exciting that you will get to see here shortly. And then we return them to their home, and look at that money tree. That is a centerpiece. It is beautiful. Whenever someone walks into this room, my mom or my girlfriend, they say, "That plant is huge." And they say, "You need to take it off the table. It's too big, doesn't belong there." I could never. That is its home. That is where it will stay. And money trees, they make the perfect place for shade. So that last clip of that little guy, that little bud sprouting out there, I just went and recorded right now. I noticed a couple days ago that he popped his head through, trying to survive, trying to sprout through the winter, I guess. That's that little plant there, it's holding on for dear life. But I had to include that little last clip to show you guys one of my favorite plants that I have, or anything growing that I have, is that little plant right there, that little guy in that pot, and he's holding on for dear life. So it's pretty cool. We'll have to see if he survives the winter. But those are my plants. That's a little rundown. I'm sure in the future it will be growing. I know Christmas is coming soon. Maybe there'll be some more seeds to be had, and in the spring we will be sowing those seeds and seeing the fruits and the blossoming of more plants to come. I hope you guys enjoyed this little plant tour. I'll keep you guys updated in the near future. New channel, new videos, some new content. Subscribe, leave a comment, let me know what you think about my plants. Any tips, any advice, please feel free. And I hope you enjoyed. Bye, guys.